Welcome back to another episode of the Cinestro Core. It's your boy Blacksby, aka Deadass Reckoning, and today I have with me Mike Hunt. The rest of the team, they have been sent on an impossible mission that would have been really possible if we were there. So we had to step aside. We are so amped to leave into our immediate reaction to part one of the seventh entry in the Mission Impossible film series, now in theaters. Be sure to smash that goddamn like and subscribe button so you don't miss out on the most entertaining podcast in the multiverse. So if you can't tell, we're talking about Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. Just came out. Hype film, peak cinema, massive dub. I'm not throwing up gang signs.
I can't even do it. My fingers don't work today.
Dub. Massive dub. Cinema's back. This is literally feels like Top Gun last year. I mean, I had to put on the Top Gun shirt. Feels like the same energy I had when Top Gun came out. I watched it 32 times in the span of 2 weeks. I'm gonna do the same thing with this one. I'm gonna watch it 37 times in the name of cinema.
You feel like cinema's back. You know,
cinema is back.
Yeah.
Cinema. Nature's healing.
He's got that effect.
The cruise effect. It's that Scientology.
That Scientology is putting in work, man.
Shout out Scientology. But before we get into the Mission Impossible, the reaction, let's talk about these DCU castings that we were hit with these last couple of days. There's a few. There's actually quite a few. I am excited for this. Let's start at the top. Obviously, we discussed a couple weeks ago. We discussed our excitement for David Corenswet. The vision is being realized. People are understanding.
Yes.
You know, they're falling in line with the agenda. The agenda's coming through. So next up on the list
is vast.
We're too good. James Gunn actually, like, I got the time receipts. James Gunn called and said, "Yo, I like y'all's idea. I like y'all's campaign.
Next?
Who should we cast next?" And I said, "Listen, man. You know my boy Darwin. You know how he was disrespected in the X-Men? Put that man on. It would be terrific if you put him into the movie." And guess what? They cast Eddie as Mr. Terrific. You already know what's going on. It's lit.
I was about to say, I'm not a big DC guy. Who is Mr. Terrific?
He's like the third smartest guy in the entire DCU, something like that. So think big brain.
Okay. That's his energy.
And I was gonna pull up a quick little brief, character description, but I feel like at the risk of turning this into a full DC episode,
or tangent,
we'd be on a tangent. But we'll discuss that more at length on our next DC episode. Hopefully,
just know he's got a hard ass jacket. That's all I've seen.
Yeah,
I need that
pretty
jacket.
Fire. His whole costume is hard, and his mask is a T. Like it says.
Yeah, all I've seen is like the back of his head and like that jacket, and I was like, okay, I could get behind this.
It looks like the Alex Ross looking art, like the I like that.
Yeah, we probably saw the same tweet.
So the homie Eddie Gathegi, shout out Kenyan actor, bro. We on the map. Kenyan actor in the cut. Let's go. He was also in, like I said, he was in X-Men First Class, and he's supposed to be this most unkillable character. He couldn't die. He could adapt to everything, and he died in like 5 seconds. I was like, this is disrespectful.
And someone was like,
they were like, "Oh, it's an allegory to racism," and da 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 da. And I was like, "Nah,
racism.
Bro.
No allegory. It was just pure racism." They cut to him as soon as they said slaves. Like that movie was on some shit, man.
I was looking at Kevin Bacon mad different after that movie. I was like, hold on.
I said, was this the same man that was in Footloose?
Explain yourself. But yep, shout out Eddie. I'm hyped about this casting, but I'm hyped about these other castings too. We also got our first Green Lantern. I'm gonna save that one for last. Next we got Hawk Girl. Hawk Girl's gonna be played by Isabella Merced. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know anything that she's in because I haven't seen her in anything. Oh no, she was in Sicario. Okay, so I know one thing. Yeah, Isabella Merced. She's in Sicario. Day of the Soldado. She was also in Dora and the
Ooh,
Lost City of
good
Gold, but I'm
one.
gonna be real with you. I didn't see that movie. I'm 27 years old. I'm not 7.
Yeah, you said we don't
So,
have time for that.
but yeah,
No,
I feel like this is gonna be a good solid casting. We'll see how she can,
but
burst her
I
acting chops in here.
I think that's even better, honestly, because whenever you have a relatively unknown actor, I feel like they have more room to, grow
Mm-hmm.
with the character rather than like if they were to cast someone as like fucking Hugh Jackman. People would never see him as anything but Wolverine. But she's
Exactly.
like a blank slate. I think people can like imprint on her, and I think that's a good casting to me personally.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because there's some
Following
people that are just too recognizable.
Yeah, like that's my problem with some of the castings. Like people be doing these fan casts and they're like, "Oh, cast
Yeah,
Aaron Taylor Johnson as Aquaman." Oh, okay. No, bro. You know how many actors are out there?
like
You know how many people
yeah, who they
exist?
cast
Like,
as Reed Richards, Adam Driver. Like I hated that shit.
no, don't do that. Do not
Cast an
do that.
unknown, please.
Yes. That's the thing. Luis brought that up. We're talking about castings. They were like, Marvel makes stars. Cast someone unknown and give them a chance.
Mm.
Do not cast the same 15 people. I'm sick of it.
No,
I'm tired of it.
like I could
How
never
many
see
people
Leo in a fucking Marvel movie. Like no,
No,
it doesn't
DiCaprio?
work. No,
No. What is he
Uh,
gonna do? What is he gonna do? I can't even think of a role to give him. That's how like get him
whichever
out of
one
here,
dates
bro.
19-year-olds.
Tony Stark. Oh,
The evil Tony.
extreme. No,
Hold
what's it
on,
called?
that could work.
Superior.
God Iron Man.
That's gonna be Tom Cruise, but
Oh
alas.
yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, next casting though.
Isabella Merced, it's your time to shine. She gonna be hot girl. For those of you who aren't aware, Hawk Girl and Hawk Woman are two different characters. You have time to learn, to Google, to
I didn't know
read,
that.
whatever you need to do. Pick up a comic book, pick up a Wikipedia page. I don't know, do something. But
Watch
we're
a
not going.
YouTube video, do
Yeah,
something.
we're not going to dive into the explanation in this episode. If you don't know by now, you're going to learn one day. Next up on the casting list, Anthony Kerrigan is going to play Metamorpho. That is a huge casting. That is a big dub,
Oh
massive
fuck.
DC dub.
From Barry. I forgot about his
Mm-hmm.
I forgot his name.
Bro,
Oh
goaded.
shit.
Bro,
That's a
goaded.
great casting.
That is an insanely good. That's why, like,
Yeah,
whenever people were
that's
like,
really good.
they were talking about James Gunn's gonna ruin the DCU and blah 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 blah, and I
Mhm.
saw that, I'm like, nah, bro.
No.
This
If
is how you
someone knows
cast
about casting, it's fucking James Gunn.
James Gunn, and this is a solid casting. He's a phenomenal actor. Um, he plays NoHo Hank in Barry. He plays. I know he was in Gotham and he was in The Flash and he was in all this other stuff.
Yeah, he's got a he's got a,
He's
he's got a
got
good little
range.
resume. Yeah,
My boy's got range. He's in the Blacklist. Like he's in Bill and Ted Face the Music. Like bro, he's in everything.
he's been working, man. He's been working.
So I'm excited
These are a
to
lot of
see.
castings.
I'm excited to see him be Metamorpho. Metamorpho is a very very unique and interesting character. So he'll bring a very intense element to that. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm
Good
excited.
energy. I just hope it's not another NoHo Hank, right? I want to see him do something
Yeah,
else.
yeah. It should be
Because
good.
imagine Metamorpho talking like NoHo Hank the
Then
whole time.
they're gonna cast what's his name, Bill Hader.
Fuck no, keep that man out of everything. I'm sorry, Bill. I still haven't forgiven him for that last season of Barry.
They're gonna cast him as something. I don't know who. I would have cast him as Plastic Man, but he's kind of old.
He is old.
I wanted him or Jason
There's a
Schwartzman.
there's a Plastic Man casting, isn't there?
Yeah, it's John Mulaney, but I don't know how much
Yeah.
I lean into
I
that. I would
love
have put
John
Jason
Mulaney.
Schwartzman.
I love
That
John
should put my
Mulaney, but I
boy.
think he falls into that like space of like people who are just too recognizable. I feel
Hmm.
like he's gonna be distracting. I don't know if like have you seen The Bear?
No, I need to watch it though.
He's in an episode of The Bear, and I can't see him as anyone but fucking John Mulaney. I was like, why is John Mulaney at this dinner? He's
Yeah,
just big. He's too big.
or even better, he's he's in Spider Verse as Spider
He's in
Ham.
Spider-Verse.
Yeah,
He is Spider-Ham. I
and I'm
forgot
like,
about that.
bro. Whenever I hear his voice, all I think is Big Mouth, and I'm like, that just ruins everything for me.
Oh yeah, that's not. fun.
That show
That
just.
show.
Anyways, so
Moving on, so Matt doesn't get sad.
yeah, depressing. Onto a happier casting, a more better,
More
more
better,
exciting,
more better, more gooder.
more gooder, a more awesome. Such a great guy. This casting, Guy Gardner, Nathan Fillion. Nathan Fillion. That
Yeah,
wasn't my best. That was not my best segue. Nathan
you made it
Fillion
work
will
though.
play. Yeah, I tried. We got Nathan Fillion playing Guy Gardner in Superman Legacy. So as you can tell by all these castings, we're going to be stepping into an established superhero universe. We're not going to be getting an origin, thank God. We're not going to be getting an origin in Daily Planet, thank God.
Mm-hmm.
We're just going to get, boom, Superman's here. And with Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner, it's interesting because he's kind of on the older side, but that man can act. I like him. Everyone loves Nathan Fillion.
Yeah,
You know,
it feels like they're
so
covering a pretty big amount of time because that's like a lot of established superheroes. We got Superman, Plastic Man. We got like fucking 5, like big, like I'd say relatively big names. I'd like to see how that works out.
Superman. They got Lois Lane cast already.
Yeah.
They're gonna have Plastic Man, Guy Gardner, Green Lantern, Hawk Girl, Mr. Terrific, and then also Metamorpho. We're at 7 castings right now, boy.
Some big names too.
That movie comes out in 2 years too. We're ready.
I just hope it's not too
convoluted and
bloated. Yeah, not It seems like I think we have enough now. No more.
He said no
just
more.
Keep it where it is.
We're good.
Yeah, all right. We're in the sweet spot. Let's keep it there.
Yeah. I'm excited for. I'm particularly excited for this Nathan Fillion Green Lantern casting as Guy Gardner because my agenda. We launching the campaign right now. The agenda begins. We already had the Glen Lantern Glenn for GL campaign going. That one's like a surefire. Like I'm gonna call James again. Like, oh James, listen, man, boss man, understand this. We need Glenn Powell. We need him in that Green Lantern suit. I need him as Hal Jordan. It's gonna happen. We already called. It should. That'll be the most logical casting. Like he perfect. Can. You've seen Top Gun Maverick, right?
I have. I finally watched
him
it.
He's perfect. He's got it. He's literally perfect. And I said the same thing about David Corn.
Devotion, and I was like, oh fuck. I was like, this is fucking Hal Jordan.
He is built for the role. He's built for this role. And if they don't put him in, the DCU is over. If they don't put him in, it's over.
It's done. It implodes.
And I was gonna say my first idea was that it was gonna be Glenn Powell and Jonathan Majors as John Stewart, but that's
might not, more than likely not going to happen at this point.
He might not even be Kang anymore. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, a lot of shit is not happening now.
I pulled up the Green Lantern shortlist, and one name stood out. It's a guy named Matthew Wahoo. He's a very, very interesting and charismatic individual.
Yeah,
I think she should be the Green Lantern. I think it makes sense. Yeah. Let an unknown person shine. You know what I'm saying? Like, this guy's very unknown. Who is this? Nobody knows who he is. So Blacksby for GL. That's a hashtag. I think it would work out well because that's Glenn. Glenn's my boy. I mean, me and Glenn, we'd be my dog.
Yeah,
we'd be out there, be cooking. So, but no, in all seriousness, Glenn Powell. That's the next agenda to be seen, to be realized. So, very excited.
It's not you, as I forget the other Green Lantern's name.
John Stewart.
If it's not you as John Stewart, who would you say? Would you pass the mantle on to?
I would let Trevante Rhodes do it.
That's exactly who I was thinking.
I recently watched 12 Strong, and I'm about to go watch Moonlight again, and he's a great actor. He could do it. He could pull off. I like him. He's solid. He did a great job.
Sucks balls. He's great in it though. I love it.
He was cooking in Bird Box.
Yeah, I didn't watch that one. I love myself. I didn't want to do that to myself.
Yeah, nah. Watched it once and so I'm not watching this again. No. And they have the audacity to release a second one, Bird Box Barcelona. I'm watching it just so I can learn Spanish. That's it.
There's better. Watch Sicario. Don't
Oh,
fucking
bro,
watch
I've
that
been
movie,
seeing that.
man.
You know, I watch
Or
novellas.
rewatch it. Do not
I'd
watch
rather
Bird
watch
Box,
novellas
please.
before I watch Bird Box. If I'm being honest, I don't know what's going on. I
You're
just be
gonna have a
seeing
better
people get
time, that's for
slapped.
sure.
Hmm?
I said you're gonna have a better time watching a novella, that's for sure.
Heck yeah, bro. When I seen this one girl get slapped, I was watching this novella called Ruby. That whole goes hard, bro. I was learning. I picked up some Spanish. I think, oh man, I need to go watch it again. I need to go find it. But
Go
yeah,
give it
those
a
are the
rewatch.
DCU castings. We are excited for the future of the DC universe. I think the next thing that we will be talking about as far as DC stuff, besides those castings, will be Blue Beetle, a movie that is not getting enough recognition, in my
Mm-hmm.
opinion, in my honest opinion. But that's a story for
Nowhere
another
near
day.
enough hype.
So we're gonna hype that one up, but let's get back to hyping up the movie of the hour, the movie of the month, the cinema that has graced us. Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part One. That's a mouthful to say. There's a lot to say.
It's long. Yeah.
Mission Impossible 7. How about that?
MI7.
MI7. That's even better. I appreciate you. Yes.
Yeah, anytime, man.
This movie was great. Like I went out of my way. So whenever this episode posts, it's gonna be like on Friday. It's gonna be over the weekend. The movie came out on the 12th. So
Mm-hmm.
that's today that we're recording. The movie came out on the 12th, and usually I like to see my movies on the weekend, but I work on weekends now, so I can't really do that. So I was like, how
Mm-hmm.
am I going to see this movie before we record this episode? And I realized, if it's coming out on Wednesday, that means the showing is going to be like Tuesday night, midnight, or whatever, and then everything
Mm-hmm.
on Wednesday. I woke up early. I woke up early and got my chores done. I had my ticket already planned out. I had my outfit laid out, my spy outfit. I had my my aviator glasses. I was ready. Showed up to the
You
theater.
had
I
a
said
spy
one
outfit? I
ticket.
just went in a hoodie,
Yeah,
man.
I have my spy
A
outfit.
hoodie and some sweats.
I went
That's
in
my
the
spy outfit.
I went in the 3-piece Armani suit with the what's it called, the Gucci belt.
The Gucci belt. You just brought down the Armani suit by so many levels. You fucked it up.
The Hermes belt, the Gucci belt, the Gucci shoes,
My Michael Kors belt.
the Michael Kors belt, big old MK on my waist. Oh my god, yeah, nah, I had my outfit
It's a
set
hard
up.
ass fit, man.
It's hard. It's got spy equipment in it. I walked in there. I told the lady, I said, "Let me get one ticket." You know the deal. I just walked up, hands like this. She already knew what was going on. Slid me that Mission Impossible ticket. I was like, "Appreciate your
Should you
service."
choose to accept it?
She said,
You
she
accepted, then you
I
were in the theater.
accepted. I walked in there. It was an XD too. Every time you see these movies like Top Gun, I saw it in XD. My life was changed. I saw this
I'm
movie
be
in
real with you.
XD. My life was changed. Every movie I watch is like in XD, except for like, I don't know, Shazam. I didn't watch that in XD. I didn't even
I didn't
watch that.
watch this in XD, and it's still fucked. So I think the movie's just good.
It's too
Like the
good.
movie's good for sure.
It's
And
arguably,
I was hearing some shit like people were saying it was gonna be mid. People were saying it wasn't as good as the last one. I didn't see that. I thought it was great.
people really perplex me because like 2 weeks ago they're talking about The Flash is the greatest comic book movie of all time, and then they're telling me that this is mid. Y'all need to
Yeah,
refine. You need to refine your taste. You need to just find God, because that's the only
yeah.
person who can help you. Because I
Seek
don't know how to
salvation.
seek.
You need help.
Stop being so destitute and desolate and just heinous. How can you tell me that The Flash is the greatest movie of the summer, and then you have a movie like this come out, followed by, mind you, Oppenheimer and Barbie are coming out next week.
Just Barbie. I don't know. You
Peak.
know how I feel. You know how I feel about Oppenheimer, man. It's not. Josh Peck is in that movie.
Your
Okay,
nemesis.
my nemesis.
Your nemesis, Josh Peck and Jack Quaid.
Yeah, Jack Quaid I can forgive. He's on The Boys. Josh Peck used to make vines, bro. I'm not. Dude,
But he was
I
in
don't
Drake.
fucking
He was in
care,
Drake
man.
and Josh, and I never
Yeah,
mind.
and
I
then he
don't
made
even.
vines.
I can't even let Drake and Josh slide because Drake Bell is a freaking
Yeah.
alleged pedophile.
No, I think it's like confirmed. That boy's on some shit.
Confirmed. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Legal team, you can relax. Don't
And if it's not, I'll retract my statement. Who cares? Fuck
exactly.
them.
Legal team, you got me on the hookup. Like write
Yeah,
up
thanks,
a
legal.
retraction.
Thanks, Frank.
Appreciate you. Shout out Frank. Frank got promoted. Frank
Yeah,
went to law school. And the time we kicked him off from being the sound guy and hired his son,
yeah.
Frank went to law school and now he's our legal advisor. So that's why we're not in any drama. That's why we're not in
Yeah.
any
Hot water,
scandalous
a
activity.
little Sinestro core
Yeah.
lore for you guys.
A little
Just
lore.
just a little bit.
If you want to catch up on the lore, you're gonna have to go back like 15 episodes. We've been doing this for a good
Yes,
minute now.
it's a lot of
This has been a
fucking
while.
episodes.
We're deep into this, but yeah, it's just oh man, I don't understand how people can like say that this is not gonna be good. Mission Impossible is one series where it gets better with each movie. Save for the second one.
Absolutely.
The second one is the only one I was like, it was not
It's okay.
bad, but it was not like once you watch 3 through 7 now, it's like, oh my gosh, the second one is like the worst one, and that's not because it's horrible. It's just because it's not as good as the rest.
It's just by comparison. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This is what this series is what's it called? That nonsense that was about driving cars. Fast and Furious. This is what Fast and Furious thinks they are. This is exactly
What
what
they
Fast
wish
and
they
Furious thinks
were.
they wish they were this. Like
Yeah.
all the stuff about family and driving cars and all that. Like somebody posted a video about from the second one where they were, that car scramble in the second movie. They came
Mm.
out the garage and everything. Like, bro, what happened to that? What happened to vehicles being like street racing? What happened to
What do
organized
you mean?
crime?
They
Now
love
it's like
vehicles. They
flying
drive
in
tanks and
space.
shit now.
I don't want
Yeah.
to see that, bro. Like make those movies good. This is how you know the people who are around on this team, they care about the movie. Like I'm pretty sure your cinema did the
Mm.
same thing. They had that like opening message at the beginning of the movie from
Yeah.
Tom Cruise
I
and
love
Christopher
that.
McQuarrie. I love that.
He's
Yeah,
talking to me specifically.
I felt that whenever he like that Drake meme where he's like, that was me, or that Drewski meme. That's how I was sitting. I was like, he said, "We made this for you," and I was like, "Me? Thank
So
you."
thanks, Tom.
He did the
Appreciate you.
same thing in Top Gun. I was like, I saluted. I stood up at my chair. I was like, "Bro, I'm all about that." You know me. I'm usually the most critical. I'm like
You know, we stand up
hypercritical.
for the flag in this house, Tom.
Exactly. I'm like hypercritical of like government actions and I scrutinize military industrial complexes. And when I watched Top Gun, I stood up on my seat. I was like, "Bro, sign me
You
up,
did the
enlist
eagle
me right
squeak.
now."
Yeah.
I was freedom. I was looking at the British dude to my left. I said, "Bro, get out. This is not for you, bro."
Yeah. He said, we
What is a
won.
kilometer? I was like, "What is a
Leave.
kilometer, bro? 1776. What you mean?" Like I was throwing up the set, and then I watched this. I was like, "Same thing." I stood up on my seat. I was like, "Yo, let's
Oh,
go."
no.
Let's go. What? Who? I'm in the IMF. These missions are looking very possible to me right now. Oh my god. So this movie was just phenomenal. David, you were right. David told us this was going to be a great film. It was a great film. I walked out of that theater excited. I actually was thinking about buying another ticket to go watch it again. I was like, I wouldn't have time because we got to record the episode.
Yeah. If it wasn't for the episode,
Yeah,
I'd be seated.
because that
I'd be
movie was a
there.
solid like 2 hours and 49 minutes or
It's
43 minutes.
long. It is
So
long.
it's definitely a seated film,
Yeah.
but
Use
it's
the
a
restroom
solid.
before you watch it.
Absolutely, please do empty your system, get your
Take a
snacks
bottle
ready.
in with you just in case,
Because
in case you
you're
got
gonna be in
an
there.
emergency.
You don't want to miss a second of this film.
You
I'm
really
sure
don't.
things are gonna tie into the next film, the part two, that's gonna come out in who knows when because of the writer's strike. We'll get to that in a second. But
Mm.
yeah, this is a great film. You don't want to miss. Whenever the rest of the team comes back from their not so impossible missions, the we'll all discuss in greater detail how we feel about the film. But G Man, what you think? Let's do a number ranking for ourselves. You thinking what we're thinking out of 10?
Out of 10. Fallout was easily for me my favorite. That's a 10. I'd say this is at least like a 9.59. I
Mm-hmm.
don't think it quite like reaches Fallout for me just because I love Henry Cavill.
Mm.
Even though I forget the name of the villain, Solomon Grundy or
Solomon
whatever the
Lane.
fuck that guy's name is. Yeah,
Solomon,
his stupid fucking voice.
you
I
should have
I
killed
think
me,
he was a good
Ethan.
villain. Yeah, he was a great villain. Annoying voice, but that's my favorite. Yeah, 9. A solid 9, 9.5.
I agree. I'm right there with you. I say 9, 9.5. I think what could have pushed it to a 10. Oh, well, I'll talk about that after this. I think what could have pushed it to a 10. Maybe if they did, I don't know how people would feel about this. Me personally, they should have left it on like a big ass cliffhanger, like
No, fuck no. I'd be so fucking mad.
because it's
That's
the
what I hated about
anticipation, bro.
the
The
Spider
Spider
Verse.
Verse.
No,
I knew you were gonna
I
say
don't know if I'm gonna live that
that.
long, man. I gotta have
Hey,
a
you
little
gotta
bit of
make it. We gotta
satisfaction
make
before
it.
we don't know. Okay, if I
I'm
never
determined.
see the third Spider Verse, I will fucking rise from hell and beat the shit out of everyone at Sony. Like, no, that's foul. That's
Oh
foul.
no. I'm just
I hate cliffhangers.
I wanted like I wanted something to have me like on the edge of like the way it ended felt like okay, this movie could have been they could just end it right there and everyone could just assume what happens afterwards. I want it to be like you know what I mean? Like I'm like, oh my gosh, like I don't know what words I'm trying to use to describe this, but that feeling of
Yeah,
wanting
you're using
more,
noises.
like really using really wanting more
It just
at the end of the film.
like that, you know.
Yeah, I was like please, bro, please, I need that.
I get
But
what you're saying. You wanted
yeah,
it to end on well, I wouldn't say a high because I don't think there are really lows in this movie, but a point of excitement. And I think it was in the falling action when it ended. It was
hmm
wrapping some things up. There's still the conflict that he has with what's his fucking name, Gabriel, and the AI or whatever the hell. But
yeah. There's
some
more
books are
stuff
closed
coming.
by
There's
the
more
end of the
stuff
movie.
coming though. Yeah, they closed some chapters, but they open new ones.
Hmm.
I think they did a good job of blending like serious material, like actions and the action, the storyline with like the gravity of like artificial intelligence and
Hmm.
you know espionage. That's the theme of every movie: espionage and global domination and nuclear powers and blah blah blah.
Yeah, there's always
And
something.
yeah, there's always something. And they also blended comedy in there very well. Like it didn't feel like super
Yeah,
forced like other movies we've seen in the last couple almost a couple years, couple months. Like it didn't seem super forced that they're trying to make people like the jokes were people in my
yeah.
theater were laughing like oh that's freaking funny.
It didn't have a Marvel syndrome where everything's a quip.
Yeah, and it's like
And
a little quip. Everyone's like,
mhm.
huh,
It's like,
okay.
okay, he's
Like the
right
lady,
behind me. Okay,
like
fucking hate that shit.
the lady wouldn't stop laughing to my left. Like what happened? Something I can't. I don't want to spoil the movie too, but something happened. I'm gonna have to go rewatch it. See, that's what I'm talking about. I need to see it again.
Yeah, you
Something
just
happened. This
saw it.
lady, like, I know, bro. I must have like amnesia or something crazy.
Yeah, like pre Alzheimer's, dude.
I hope not. Me and I'm gonna have to go to the eat blueberries or something. Eat burdock root or something crazy. Go to an
Something like
herbalist.
that.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, something happened in the movie. This lady to my left just couldn't stop laughing. I was like, dang, you would think we're in a comedy film, but like that's what I
It
mean.
was
It's
probably that
blended.
car chase.
The car chase, she was laughing a whole lot. I remember that.
Stressful
She
as
was
fuck.
kicking. I was like,
Yeah,
bro, but she running over
that's it.
them tables. I was like,
Yeah.
yo.
Are we saying spoilers, or we want to just mellow down, or do you want to just go in on
I
spoilers?
mean, that car chase was posted on Twitter. So by now, if you haven't seen that car chase on
Yeah,
Twitter, I don't know what to
I
tell
definitely
you,
did
bro.
not see it. No, nothing was spoiled for me, but
Oh, good.
I love that car chase. What's Haley Atwell's name? Grace
Grace.
is stupid as shit. I
Yeah, she
loved her,
went
but god
stole a
damn, she
police
stressed me the
car,
fuck out. That's one of the
stole a
things I liked
freaking
about her.
police
But
car,
and then
and
she
then
didn't know how
drove
to
it through
drive that
Italy.
bitch.
Yeah,
She
and
hit
it's not like it's
everything.
on. It's not like it's driving on the opposite side of the. You know what I mean? The opposite side of the
Yeah, it was
steering.
just one road. It's like a one way, and she just hit everything on that way. That's how Ethan tracked her ass down.
It's not hard. He's like, dang, this car's got a big old dent in it. These tables are all smashed up. And these bikes are knocked. Yeah, I found her. It's
Yeah,
easy.
easy
That mission
peasy.
was looking very possible. Like,
Yeah, these
not even a
missions,
mission.
for sake of the name, man, they're pretty possible. It seems, right?
hmm That's another thing that would. That's just a me personally critique. They should have like made something like the stakes should have been super high. Like we were talking about last week with what's it called, Secret Invasion. How when
Hmm.
the airplane was supposed to get blown up, they should just let it blow up and like see what the fallout from that is. They should have made
Yeah,
something like super drastic, like all these heads of state are in a building and this missile, the AI fired a missile and we're trying to disarm it or whatever. Like the stakes
Yeah,
in
nothing
Fallout
really
at the end of
happened.
Fallout, the stakes in the end of Fallout, I was like, bro, they're about to die. Like for a second, I was like, this is gonna be it. And then
Yeah.
when they disarmed all the bombs, I was like, oh, whew, that sigh of relief. This one I wanted the same kind of the same thing, and you felt that for a second whenever Benji was in the luggage
Yeah.
sorting
I was
place.
about to
I
mention
was
it. Yeah.
sweating. I was like, I stood
Hmm.
up, I didn't step. I like got up on my chair like I was holding the armrest. I
I
was
was
like,
pacing in the
yo.
fucking theater. I said, "Yo, I don't know. I don't know if he's gonna make it." I said, "I don't know."
You're like, oh, the whole time. I
I was
was in there
watching from
like
my
I
eyes
was like
like this.
rocking back and forth, like biting my
Nah, for
nails,
real.
like sweating. Nah, that scene was intense. So yes, more of that, please.
Hmm.
But yeah,
I'm
overall,
just
like I said, 9 out of 10. This is a very good film. This is a good start for the month, honestly, because like I said, we got Barbie and Glockenheimer next week. We got Secret Invasion still going on right now. That's not really a movie, so that doesn't count.
and
What
it's
else is
not
coming out
good
this month? It's
either.
not good. What else is
Ass.
coming out this month? Um, I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head. I have
Yeah,
to
I
go
don't
look
know.
at
I
our
couldn't tell
release
you.
list. But I do
When
know
does
next
Blue
month
Beetle
we got
come out? That's the only
next
thing I'm
month.
worried about.
Next month we got Blue Beetle, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
Banger.
Ahsoka, and the
We'll see.
Last Voyage of Demeter, Gran Turismo, The Meg 2,
Mm,
The Trench.
no, we just like we're up and up and up, and then it just fucking shot. The quality
Like
shot way
that's
down.
a problem. Like this month is like peak cinema. This month,
Yeah.
next month is like somewhat peak
It's
cinema.
like it's halfway peak, and then at the end, it's just dog
Yeah,
shit.
and then like the month after that is like the Equalizer and then Expendables, and it's like, bro, what?
The Equalizer is gonna fuck.
Yeah,
Expendables is gonna be ass. I think
I don't know
we can
why.
outguess that one.
That's gonna be like our highest viewed episode because just slander,
What made them come back
debauchery.
after fucking like 10-year hiatus? Do you think
I
they
don't
ran out of
know.
money?
I think they're like, let's do this one more time before these guys all
Stallone
die.
Stallone
Like
couldn't
they're
make any more
old.
Rocky movies, and he's like, "Fuck it, I got
Yeah, because he's
Expendables."
beefing. He's beefing with what's his name, the dude who. That story's
Yeah,
kind of
the
messed
bald
up.
dude.
Like that
It's
story is like
horrible.
really messed up,
Yeah,
honestly. And
it should be.
I'm with
I'm
Stallone on
on
that.
Sly's side. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm 100% on Stallone's side. We whatever that dude's name is. When I figure out your name is, fuck you. We beefing,
you
automatic.
bitch.
Come down to the podcast and explain yourself. Really, we're gonna bully you, but explain yourself.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, what's it called? Expendables 4 is coming. I'm just not looking forward to it.
I think there's a lot
Equalizer
more to look.
3, I'm excited. Everything else that's in between is kind of like here and there.
Yeah. So pros and cons for Mission Impossible for this
Pros,
movie.
the
Pros,
cast,
the
100% the
cast,
cast.
incredible.
Eastside
Everybody was
Morales,
cooking.
what
Yeah,
was?
I think we mentioned this. I don't. I remember if it was off or on the camera, but
Mm-hmm.
they made him seem like it was part of Ethan's past. And
Mm-hmm.
I am not up to date with like the first 3 or 4 movies. I forgot what they were about. I was like, is this motherfucker in these movies? I couldn't remember, and I had to look it up. That man is in nothing.
Yeah,
He's new. He's
he's
a
a
new
new
character.
character, and like I think they did it well. They did it to where it's like, oh
Yeah,
my gosh, this guy's so brand new, but like
who is he?
you want to know more. Like you're like, who is this guy? You want to know more about what his
I was
past
like,
and
oh my,
his how
yeah,
he his interactions with Ethan because they only showed that flashback at the beginning.
exactly.
But like, dude, this is Eastside Morales is a solid actor. He was in
Yeah, he's great.
Titans, and he's the only reason why I kept watching that godforsaken show because he was Deathstroke, and I was like, he's a terrifying Deathstroke. He's great.
Hmm.
He's phenomenal.
He did what he could with that show.
He did what was necessary. He held it down. So when I saw him, when I saw he was in the cast for this movie, I was like, oh my gosh, he's about to cook. He's about to go
Fucking
off.
Ving Rhames, man.
Goat.
I love that man.
Ving Rhames, goat. My goat.
No, every
Benji,
anything he's in, I'll watch.
Simon Pegg. I just rewatched all the Star Trek movies. Simon Pegg is the shining star of that movie. Oh my gosh, he's phenomenal. And he's in
And
here.
not to,
I love
not too much for
Benji.
my boy Chris Pine. He's in there too.
Oh, Chris Pine was cooking
Chris
too.
is Chrising in it.
Chris was Chrising. He's really Chrising.
Yeah.
Who else? Vanessa Kirby. She was all right. She wasn't like She was great. No, don't get me wrong. She was great. She's still great,
Yeah,
but she just wasn't like present enough. You know what I mean? Like
she
she
didn't
didn't have
have
much to do.
as much to do as in the last ones, which
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with. I'm okay with
That's
it.
fine.
We still
That's
got to see
fair.
her. I like her character. Thank spoilers. She's still alive, so we get to
Mm-hmm.
see her later.
And then who
Um,
else? Bruh,
we don't have to
everybody.
say it. Rebecca Ferguson, the love of my life. Rest in peace, Elsa Faust. I'm gonna be
Or
real.
is
I
she
didn't fuck with
dead?
that.
Or is
I
she
don't know,
dead?
man. I hope not.
Because we
We
didn't
had a
see. They said they showed a body, but they didn't show like a funeral. That's my thing.
yeah.
Like,
I know, man.
if there's no body and there's no funeral, that person's not dead. Dead. Like they're
I
not dead.
guess because but I didn't like it because we had a fucking fake out death with her at the very beginning of the movie, and
Yep.
then okay, now she's fucking dead for real. Now I'm like, come on, we just got her back. Why are you doing this to us?
Hmm. That's that emotional aspect of the movie is really good, and I love how they brought Shea Wiggum and Greg Tarzan Davis for the comedic
Yeah,
relief. Shea Wiggum is hilarious. Like he's always like
those
a
are.
serious cop
I'll be
character,
real
but he's
with you.
also like
I,
goofy.
I don't know
He's
these
just
people.
goofy.
Are we talking about
The
the two cops?
the two cops that were
The
chasing
two
him.
cops. Okay, I did like them. I
Yeah.
did like them.
So Greg Tarzan Davis was in Top Gun. He was Coyote, the other
He
pilot.
was. Oh
And I
shit.
was like, bro, this is just Top Gun Part 2, like
That's
Top
just
Gun
his
Maverick
names. Yeah, Tom.
remix.
Tom said I like cooking with him.
He's
Bring him
like, I
in.
like you. Bring him in here. Watch the next movie, Part 2. They're
He
gonna
said, "You
have
want to eat?
Glenn
Come here."
Powell. They have everybody in there.
Yo,
I'll be
I'd
hyped. If they
like that.
got Glenn Powell in there, I'll be, yup. My
Also,
agenda.
let's be real, was it sexist to kill Elsa? Is there not room for two women in the franchise?
I think they're basically angling towards Haley Atwell being the next female IMF character.
I didn't
Because
fuck
look
with
at
it,
how they went.
man.
Look at how it went
I
across every
fucked
movie.
with it, man.
We had what's her name?
She's gonna die, bro. That woman cannot like listen to save her life. She just any instruction is fucking
She did the
out the
opposite.
ear, gone.
She right over her
That
head.
I think I told you I like her, but like she stressed me the fuck out in this movie. Her character, I mean, like just
Everything
very
she did was stressful. I like their
yeah.
introduction though. The way they brought her into the storyline. She's a
Oh yeah, her
thief.
character is cool. Like she's
It's a good
interesting,
skill set.
but
Hmm.
oh my
So
god,
maybe
so
we'll get like
stressful.
more backstory on her in the next movie too. Maybe we'll get more backstory on Gabriel. The whole I just really
I
like how this
fucking
was
hope we
made.
get more for Gabriel.
Yeah, I just like how this whole movie was made because like the whole AI thing too. That's been a real like issue now. Like it's not just an issue in the real world. It's now seeping into the current projects going on. Like the whole Secret Invasion thing. That's a whole nother topic too because we're going to discuss
Mhm.
studios and their bullshit. But the Secret Invasion introduction with the whole
Yeah,
AI intro and the whole who's real, who can you trust, and then
AI
the
is
AI
the
thing
enemy.
again,
Yeah,
like who can you trust? The entity is just a big old computer. I was like, this is insane. This is great. This is well done. It fits in with the current social and economic and technological
political.
climate. Like,
Yeah,
this is great. This is how you make a movie. It's like Top
it's a
Gun last
timely
year.
movie.
I don't know what was going on last year. Oh, that was the height of the Russia stuff was popping off, and they're having the mystery country have uranium
Yeah,
enrichment going on. I was like, mystery country. I know what you mean there.
mystery
I see what you're
country.
doing. Russians. The jets they were using were Russian, I think.
Yeah,
The enemy jets. The
Mhm.
I forgot
I'll
what they
take
were
your word
called.
for it, man. I'm not a jet expert like you.
Yeah, I know a thing or two. I'd be around planes and shit. After Top Gun Maverick, I became a what's it called? An aerospace
Engineer.
fanatic, an engineer.
Yeah,
Yeah, I became an aerospace engineer, and
yeah,
I fly F-22s now. No, I just googled all the airplanes during and after that movie. I was like, yeah, this is
yeah.
yeah.
During out, you watched it like 8 times. You had to do something else.
Oh, bro, yeah, I watched it. Like I said, the first time I watched it, first like 2 times, I was just locked on the screen. When
Glued.
he's from the minute he popped up, he said, "We're bringing you back into cinemas." I was like, "I'm." He's talking to me. He said this to me. I mean, he means me. I'm here. And now I was just watching the whole movie straight to end. And then, like the third and fourth time, I was like, "All right, let me take some notes." fifth time, I was like, all right, all these jets, I need to understand what's going on. I need to be the best, like,
You're making
pilot
drawings and
person.
sketches of the fucking jets.
I was in there like doing all the
The
the air traffic
mathematics.
stuff. I was like that meme of Ben Affleck in The Accountant, like all the numbers he's writing and stuff. That's me. That was me. I was like,
You were beautiful
ooh,
minding it.
I was in there. I was cooking.
Yeah.
By like the 18th watch, I was like, I know every word. By like the 20th watch, I was flying jets myself. Like I was out there. So by like the 15th watch of Mission Impossible, I'm gonna be in the CIA somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah, somehow.
Somehow.
Yeah,
Where's Matt?
the newest recruit.
He's in Prague stopping a global terrorism
Yeah.
plot.
Speaking of
I don't
Prague,
know.
man, and just like foreign countries, what I loved about this movie is you can tell that it was shot on location.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the only other movie that came to mind when I was thinking of Rome was fucking Red Notice, and it's just
Fast
like all
X.
green screen, Fast X. Like I'm like I just like seeing people there, and I
Yeah.
really appreciate that when it comes to the Mission Impossible movies because it's always
On
very
location.
what's the word grounded, just in
Mm-hmm.
terms of its like where it is. You
It
can
feels
always tell that they put a
tangible.
lot of effort in that, yeah. And it's shot beautifully, and it's I don't know if I have a good eye for this, but I think it's directed well. I think it was a really solid fucking movie, and I
Oh
need
no,
more.
you're right.
Need
I
part
agree
two immediately.
100%. I agree 100%. It was directed well. We always say this every week.
Tom
quality
Cruise
quality
Productions
productions.
also. I don't know if you
Mm-hmm.
noticed that. Tom
It said a
Cruise
Tom
Productions. I
Cruise.
fuck with
I
that.
was like, my
Yeah, I
boy,
said okay. I see you. Yeah,
Thomas.
Thomas Cruise still running like a fucking champ, man. That man does
Tom
not
Cinema
stop.
Cruise.
He's like 80 years old. He's sprinting like
bro
faster than
was
I
bro
ever
was
could
full on sprinting. Bro was like,
on a roof.
like I knew my man's was in good shape last year with Top Gun because like that
Hmm.
training sequence for a little bit before testing the super jet at the beginning that he
Yeah,
blew up, and then the just everything else, him running around on the beach and the action sequences in the movie. Like you have to be in good shape to be doing all that stuff.
yeah,
So
and
when I
it's
saw him
him.
in
Like that
this,
man
he's
is.
over here. He's over here like he fetching. He's like moving. He's fetching people. I'm like he's moving better than like people our age. I'm like that's kind of embarrassing.
Yeah,
You know, I
me,
feel bad. Like I might
me
need to go.
myself. That man is
I'm
running
over
faster
like
than me.
I'm going to the gym right now. Like I'm
Nah,
actually
for
about to
I had
leave.
to go after I watched the movie. I was like, I need to get my shit together. I said, I need to
You
be
went on
like
the
that when I'm
treadmill.
60.
You went on the treadmill. Set it to the highest setting. You're just
Highest incline, hitting the
turn to the
fucking speed
flash. You
force in
know,
that bitch. Yeah,
that boy was chopping too. His arms were just pumping. I was
yeah.
like, this man is
That's how you run
moving.
faster. You got to chop the air in front of you.
Mm-hmm. I see, dude. It was great. Nah, and then like the fight scenes are well done too. Like I just like everything about this was really, really well done. You can tell competent people came in to make a good project. It seems like they cared about what they're doing. Seems like they wanted to do something good for the fans, for the audience, for people who are watching, and even general audiences don't know what's going on with Mission Impossible. You know the name, but you don't know the story. You can still watch this and kind of gather along. You know,
Yeah,
that's
you
how
can
you
get
make
most
a
of the
good
information.
movie. So we are very excited for the future. We will discuss more of that at length whenever the rest of the team gets here, and we will do our full review of the film and the franchise as a whole, and kind of do like an at a glance the future of Mission Impossible, see where they can go from there. But yeah, that's great stuff. The next thing that we want to talk about, we kind of mentioned this earlier with the writing Writers Guild of America strike, studios and studio interference, and this the way execs view their
Labor
employees.
force. Yeah.
This may be preemptively canceling my DC bag or whatever, but I don't care. If I never get cast in Green Lantern, as long as I stand on this, that's fine with me. The stuff that the execs are saying about the Writers Guild and the strike that's going on. First of all, strikes are meant to be disruptive. If you
Mhm.
if you have a strike and you think it's just going to be daisies and rainbows, you in the wrong strike, my boy. You need to do something else. Strikes
read
are
a
meant to
history
be
book.
disruptive. Yeah, read a history book.
Yeah,
Change was not made off of like light-hearted kumbaya
yeah.
nonsense.
Like on a
You know
serious note, we have a weekend because people fucking died for it,
exactly.
like because of
Industrial
unions,
Revolution. Mm-hmm.
strikes, and I'm not saying we need that now, but it's not just going in an office and talking about it. You gotta fuck with their money, and
Yeah,
that's how you stop us. That's how you gain power.
hit them in their pockets. And the thing is, like, all these writers are asking for is just fair pay to be recognized for the hard work that they do. Like, it's not easy writing a movie. It's not easy
Yeah,
writing a TV show, like an episode.
it's not
One
easy
out of
writing in
like
general.
30 episodes or
They
whatever.
have a
Yeah.
very hard job.
Because you write one thing and then it gets canned. You got to rewrite the whole thing. It gets canned again. By the time you've written like 3, 4 drafts and finally get accepted, now they're like, okay, make these changes, make these changes, make these changes. Then by the end of the project, by the end of the time
Yeah.
everything's done, you're not looking at the same thing you started with. The execs are doing all their finagling, you know, and for them to say things like, I can't even, if I try and pull up the tweet, I'm gonna be scrolling for a minute because we sent like 50 million tweets in the group chat.
Yeah.
But
But what they said was vile. It
it was
was it
actually
was
like it was
bad.
sick. It was disgusting.
Essentially, they want to wait them out until they're so poor and destitute that they can't
Like they have to
strike
be
anymore.
lose their
Because
houses.
yeah,
Oh, I just pulled it up.
there it is.
Yup. So this is a tweet from from at Culture Crave with a quote about the, and this is from, you see it right there. You see it right there. I know you can't see this one. This is Amazon. Amazon Bezos, I'm on your ass. Um, Disney, Amazon, Netflix,
Netflix and Warner
and
Bros.
Warner Bros. The four like biggest streamers and studios out there right now. They said that their end game is to allow things to drag on until union members start losing their apartments and losing their houses. Do you know how crazy it is to say that? Like
Mhm.
how inhumane, how soulless you have to be to say
Mhm.
that, especially in this current
Arrogance
climate, like
too.
economic climate. Like, bro, people are losing their houses right now without the strike thing. They're just asking to get paid
They're striking
decent.
because that's already happening,
Yeah,
man.
that's already
Like
happening.
it's bad.
So like for, and then another source says that they're calling it's cruel but necessary evil. Like I don't know how these guys can sleep at night, you know, and have like a conscience. They must not have a conscience if they think this is okay. So this is happening. I think the SAG AFTRA Actors Guild strike is coming up soon too.
Mhm.
David had talked about that as well. We are discussing that a little bit. So the whole thing is just pay the actors, pay the writers, pay the directors, pay your
Yeah.
VFX team, pay everyone the way that the way they deserve to be paid, because it's a lot of work going into these
And
projects.
not only that, you can you
Yeah,
can
you
pay
can
them
afford
very
to.
easily.
It's not
Like
hard.
they don't want to, and that's the problem. Because they
That's the real
could.
problem. Yeah, like you said, they can afford to pay these people the stuff they
Mhm.
want to get. They deserve to get paid. These movies bring in like how much did Endgame bring at the box? Scratch that. How much did
Billions.
I'm just using Top Gun as a reference because that's my my go to right now.
Yeah,
Top Gun was like the highest grossing film last year, or like the second highest grossing film.
yeah. Made a shit ton of money.
Whatever that number is, you can pay these
I'll
people 3 times
literally
over,
look it
and
up.
you'll still have money left over. So, and this is not like saying that they didn't do stuff properly with Top Gun. I'm just using it as an example. I don't know for sure,
It's like
but
1.5 billion worldwide
yeah,
for Top Gun.
you can pay these folks 3 times over, and you will not even scratch the first billion. You know, you won't
Because
burn out the first billion. So,
we're not even talking about paying the executives more. Like that would okay, fine. You'll go bankrupt. You're paying fucking like gaffers, paying writers. You're
yeah,
paying people, the
riggers.
crew. These aren't these. We're not talking about fucking ginormous costs here. Like
They're just
it's
asking
fucked up.
for to be able to sustain themselves. This is
Yeah.
something that like everyone's asking this too in general, but the fact that they're however long we've been watching these movies and having these movies come out. Like Marvel, for example, they churn out a movie every like year, every 2 years, and
Multiple
think about
movies
how
a
many
year.
times the VFX teams had to make cuts and recuts and reshots and re whatever's in like 5 days or 5 weeks or right before the movie's supposed to come out. That's insane. Pay these folks, man. Pay these writers. Pay these the directors. Pay everybody what they deserve to be paid. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna square up. I'm not joking about being Green Lantern, bro. I'll box somebody. So that's basically what we had. We wanted to reiterate here at the Cinestro Core that we stand with the WJ, we stand with writers, we stand with actors, we stand with everyone on the production of these films that we love and hold dear, and we talk about, every week, week in, week out. So that's basically just that. I'm sure the rest of the guys will say the same thing. We discussed that in the chat for a little bit, and everyone was kind of what's it called? Ringing the same bell, singing the same tune.
Yeah,
We're all on the
we're
same
in
page.
agreement.
Like we're
Yeah.
all in agreement, accordance that these guys that just pay these folks, man. I don't know what other way I can say it. Pay these folks, or I'm finna Robin Hood y'all ass. Like I'm gonna get that money. So, but that is a wrap for today's episode. Like I said, we will be doing a more in depth review of Mission Impossible 7 Dead Reckoning Part 1 with the rest of the gang. But as for this week, we appreciate y'all watching or listening to our channel. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to follow us on all platforms at Cinestro Core to stay tuned on everything we've got coming up this year. Smash that MF like button and subscribe button to show us how much you enjoyed this episode. Show us how much you enjoyed by leaving us a 5-star review wherever you listen to this podcast. And send our podcast and YouTube channel to your friends, your enemies, your family, to the IMF operatives, to your coworkers, to NATO. Post it in your group chat, send it everywhere. Thank you guys, and we'll see you next time on the Cinestro Core. Yeah.